Enjoy one of the most controlled rackets on the market with the Head Prestige Tour 2023.
Hey guys, welcome to another racket review. We demoed the Head Prestige Tour. This racket took me a while getting used to, but as time goes on, this racket was really good. With the Head Prestige Tour, they opened the string pattern, giving the racket a little bit more pop. With this model, you get the same benefits from the Prestige Pro, but more pace. Defensively, I felt really comfortable hitting 5-6 shot rallies, but when switching to attack, I felt like I can dictate the ball path. With the open string pattern on a control racket, I could absorb my opponent's shot with even more pace, keeping the opponents guessing. My main racket is the Wilson Pro Staff 97, and comparing with this model, it felt almost the same, but what stood out the most is how much power I'm getting from the Head Prestige Tour. I recommend this racket to intermediate to advanced players who has a big baseline game and has a big backswing.
How's it going, guys? We just hit with the new 2023 Head Prestige Tour. This racket is a monster. It's a very heavy, very control-oriented racket, but still fun to play with. Playing with this racket, I had to make a lot of adjustments to my game, mostly because of the weight and the head size of this racket is very different than what I'm used to, and it's a lot more control-oriented. With the Prestige Tour, I had a very good, clean, consistent serve. Even though it is a 95 square inch head, I didn't have any trouble finding the sweet spot on the serve. I would say ground strokes for this racket can be difficult depending on the player. Since it is heavier, it takes a lot of force and momentum to get the racket all the way around for a big, heavy shot, whether it be forehand or backhand. I think the biggest advantage of this racket is the stability aspect. Even if your opponent is hitting super hard serves or super hard forehands, it's a very easy racket to block back and defend with. If you're looking for a racket that's going to bring you an old school feel, smaller head size, heavier weight, and you can provide your own power, check this racket out.
The Head Prestige Tour features that 95 square inch head, and it's one of the most control-oriented old school frames available on the market. The Prestige Tour features an 11.1 ounce unstrung weight. It has a higher than normal swing weight. It's got that classic Prestige headlight balance, a true 95 square inch head, just like the older Prestige models did, and an open 16x19 string pattern for a little bit more spin and power. With a certain hint of nostalgia playing with this racket, the 95 square inch head is what I grew up with, and it's surprisingly forgiving when you compare it to the Prestige Pro, which technically has a bigger head size. But since the beam on the Prestige Tour is a little bit thicker, it's really stable, and if you can get the racket moving through the ball, it's gonna produce a powerful shot. What surprised me about this racket during the playtest is that even with that smaller head size, the extra weight and heavier swing weight make this racket incredibly stable. So if you stay focused at contact like I did during the playtest, you can get a surprising amount of pop from the back of the court as well. There are fewer and fewer 95 square inch head rackets available. The Prestige Tour is on the heavier side. The head size makes it not as forgiving, but if you can hit the sweet spot consistently, there's tons of power and control to be had. I would say if you're sort of an advanced intermediate to very experienced all-court player, the Head Prestige Tour can be a really good choice, particularly if you favor that smaller head size. Thanks for checking out another Tennis Express racket review. For more information on the new Head Prestige series, check out tennisexpress.com. And don't forget our demo program that lets you try rackets before you buy.